has really been watching LP. I mean, I'm pretty sure he did a shout out as well, because Doingbio also was the one that I'm pretty sure that's the Pantheon tank game I saw.
Yeah.
Also, as we do with the lane swap being set up this time by Hanwha Life, who want to try and dodge that lane.
Speaking of dodging,
I think it's mostly because of the Rumble specifically. Rumble, obviously, just in general, absolute nightmare to lane into. It's a big reason. Is was it Lahens that just did this as well? This exact thing.
Peanut's just lit on fire. He's just dead, guys.
Just dead.
He's just dead. Beryl is the better jungler.
He thought that he did not have the damage. And Beryl, look at Beryl's face. That's bad.
He's just having a bit of a chuckle at it. Gives him the double thumbs up, and it was as if Peanut was looking at a different part of the map. Oh, Beryl is just hunting.
He's dead.
Wait.
He's just dead.
Yeah, okay, maybe he is just dead, and Peanut gets...
He's still cackling! I can
and
see
Lucid's
it!
cackling as well! Like, what is this?
Oh, no.
What did he mean by this?
You know, in game number 1, what really was the thing where I think we disliked most was how muted DK looks.
Yeah.
That's gone. I guess I'd invade. I don't know if that's true, Beryl. I think you could have gone for your mid laner who had prio.
I don't think you're allowed to question it.
Well, I'm not a two-time world champion, so what do I know?
Exactly. None of us can. If you're in chat saying that was a bad play,
well, it was.
Then show me your trophies.
As they should be looking to... Oh, 1 health!
All right, yeah, Peanut going to be able to grab that one as... Never mind, he's dead! Well, I mean, they still managed to get the grub, so there is that, but... That Realm Warp, that is so much better than the first Destiny that Showmaker threw out in game 1.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
In game number 1, we had 0 impactful Destinies. First Realm Warp. Even as good as the scaling on both Zeri and Ryze is, I think the execution is always going to be a bit finicky. As there we go again.
Here's another Realm Warp, as they don't manage to get on top of Delight, but they don't need to because they barbecue the ground underneath him. And then it's Lucid's turn to be a Leona. Zeus going to be able to stop Showmaker from going back home immediately, but DK, this is a far cry from what we saw on the red side in game number 1. So much more proactivity, so much more successful plays in this early game, and they're trying to make them. You can feel the confidence. And so a great look for them as we move into what could be match point for either team coming out of this game. And well, I say could, I mean it will be.
It has been sacrificing CS though to keep going for these continuous plays.
Yeah.
As we do have both Lucid and Peanut waiting. Peanut has Banana Brush control. No level 6 for Beryl just yet. So he might be in trouble.
Captive Audience coming on in there as there is the stun. Aiming throws down the ulti as Viper. Remember, no flash. Can't get out of there. Beryl is really dead, but is Delight going to die? And the answer is yes. As Lucid takes the last bullet there from the curtain call. A 1-for-1 in the end. Both of the supports now on the ground. As Shiu, 2 seconds until the equalizer is back up and available. And HLE, they know it. Oh, gee, really wants to press that button. He does so as now Viper. He is the target. Aiming, doesn't skate over the wall. I think that was the game plan, but he decides not to.
Oh, they are waiting. Beryl is on his way back, as is Delight. Ultimate's not
Level
available
5.
for anyone at this point. We are Obelisk Atlas.
Yeah.
Soul Point. Another situation where I think the last game was better for Chemtech than this one will be. I think it's really just Lucid that benefits.
Yeah, Viego does benefit a lot, but also Ryze, as he's flashing forward, speaking of Ryze. Beryl's also flashing in. Zeus not going to be able to go to the skies unless with the help of Beryl, as he does slamming back into the wall. But now Zeka turns up Jiu with a better equalizer this time. Beryl goes down, but at what cost, Hanwha Life Esports? As there's the curtain call, but it's just not doing, never mind. Oh, hold that thought as he takes down the Ryze, but it's still a 3-for-2 trade in favor of DK.
And Viper finds a consolation kill. Yeah, Beryl goes down, but still, I think DK gonna be happy with that. Sequence one up. There was more.
Yeah.
As the charge does come through from Herald. This is going to be a big fight here, Atlas, especially because it feels like DK have invested heavily into trying to make this work.
The equalizer. Yeah, Viper was already slowed down to 50%. As Showmaker looking for an angle in, wishes he still had that flash from earlier, but still able to buy that space. Zekam down towards his bottom side of the map as well.
Start it up. Do they still have the tools, though? Everything's available here from Life. TP comes in, Barrel!
Yeah, it's just the equalizer that is down as they get rid of the jungler, and now they can burst this dragon. Feats of strength, soul point, but now the battle has started. Zeka going down incredibly low as both supports hit the deck. And never mind, Zeka's actually at full health as Showmaker's the one that's almost dead. And it's in fact the Aurora picking up a double in the fight. But it is still feats of strength over to DK. Soul point for them as well. The thumbs up on his way out as well.
Yeah, that's a little rude. Like, he might die there. As Lucid escapes with his life, that's also not just open, but also feats going over.
Yeah.
Not game winning in by itself, and they do trade 1 for 2, but I still think that you take that as it is Barrel. You see the light there, the little sidestep, because he spots him with the sweeper. And then I love this card from the light to just immediately blitz in, because you know that the Drake is gone, but you want to try and secure the fight. Your tools are great, Viper's in a safe position. But then crucially, the only other kill they get is Showmaker, who is flashless and dashless in 2025. Absolutely tragic.
How is Rise? Let's just rework him again. Now that you mention it, I think we really need to. He deserves it. As just the very edge of that deadly flourish is able to lock down aiming.
Mid lane, this is the benefit of that earlier charge they got on the Herald, will be going down. And that's one thing where Humble Life have been really strong this game, is their turret defense.
Yeah.
Still holding on to...
Up towards the Otacon as well. As you can see, HLE with full vision control of the area. Shadow Flame, like you were talking about, is going to be done as there's a curtain call. Beryl taking a lot of damage. That was a really cute attempted solar flare to catch a flash, but Beryl not flashing, just dying.
Yeah, it just goes down. They do get, what, 3 ultimates? Did Peanut also use his? Maybe on a play? Yeah, 3 ultimates down. Zeka!
Oh dear, Zeka going to get flashed on here, but he does manage to get into stealth, so he's not going to get rune prisoned. As he now actually turns it to look for an engage on Dashi, who flashes out of the way. The equalizer goes down, Zeka taking a lot of damage, but down goes the Rumble. And DK, I don't think they're going to be able to get anything done. Beryl is caught out of position yet again and executed. And Showmaker, we mentioned his amount of dashes is relatively low. He's trying to take someone with him, and it does not work. HLE, they just turn on a dime and do exactly what they need to win the fight.
And that root needed to hit. Showmaker investing his flash.
Oh no, Lucid looking for the pickup. They do manage to get the first kill as aiming is still deadly.
That's
in this fight. He takes over looking for Viper. He takes him down. It's the double. As Zeus is already dead, making a triple kill as Lucid says, buddy, we got this. And aiming gets over the wall. The extended beam not enough. And now Lucid turns up Zeka. Nowhere to go. That's the ace. And that's the DK we wanted in this series.
Oh my God! They just turn it around on a dime!
What is it? So this time Shiu dies at the very beginning, and aiming's like, I remember what you did in that last team fight for us, buddy. I got you.
Zeka gets into stealth. Beautiful turn here by Hanwha Life, even with Shiu finding the flash on the ultimate. Like, the tragedy is Barrow and Showmaker actually
the realm walk
get completely screwed.
Yeah.
But this is actually the most important. Look at Showmaker. Look at the amount of damage that he does here. It's what sets up the play.
And look at the pings. The pings were immediately, as soon as Showmaker started doing so much of that machine gun damage, that's when they knew they had a chance to get it done. Huge shout-outs to Lucid as well, being able to distract them so much so that aiming could get all of these free autos. But this is what we were talking about with this composition. It's so hard to lock down aiming, and especially when he's able to go over every wall ever and has this Viego getting reset after reset. This is the crux of the composition as well. As Showmaker playing cheerleader from the death chamber, but man, it's all about these huge plays for DK, and if they win this game, it's yet another one that's now got the match point as Glacial Prison comes on through. It's not over yet, but Showmaker, he breaks his arm guard. They get rid of the Aurora, and now it's the Realm Walk to start this one off as aiming is right in amongst it. He explodes, and the Zap AoE is gigantic. The Winter's Wrath from Lucid not doing too much, but he's already stolen away the dead Sejuani, and aiming is skating into the enemy base. I have a feeling I know where this game's going.
They have too much power! They were never meant to have Otacon!
No one was meant to wield this much power, Chronicler.
The damage done by Showmaker that ends up setting this up, and 20 more seconds on this. Yeah, DK, they're going to keep on fighting.
They certainly are, as the equalizer comes down in exactly the same spot yet again. They've managed to catch out the Aurora on the side of the play, and the rest of HLE, nothing. They can do the Realm Warp just to block off the escape. And Viper, there's nowhere he can go. Another explosion, and aiming claims 2, as now Peanut, oh, it's a bit of a drive-by there. That was very cute. 1,000 gold is going to be picked up.
It timed out!
Yeah, we're going to call that a whoopsie. We're going to call that a whoopsie. As does that? No, it won't cost them the dragon.
I don't think it should.
As now Peanut and Zeus will see whether they can actually defend here, as Showmaker looking for a Rune Prison onto the Jason. Does manage to get it there, smashed into the wall and taken down. It will be the inner turret, and in the meantime, Lucid will be able to secure that dragon. So an aiming moment, but he was 8-0-8.
Oh, you can see him giggling as well. The shutdown, the shutdown also went to Peanut.
Yeah, to Peanut.
Of all people.
Oh dear.
Just keep on looking, and I like Hanwha. They're cool. They're not...
oh dear! There's a heroic charge. They managed... Oh no! Delight able to flash away. He buys a fair bit of time, but the Keeper's Verdict comes down, and Zeka is forced out of there. Another equalizer is... I mean, it did some damage to Zeka.
Did it really?
I mean, it did... It did some. Okay, objectively, it did do some damage to Zeka. So we're just going to go with that.
You're technically correct.
Yes. She's now just going to say, well, if I can't land my ultimate, I'm going to flash on top of this Jhin. Thanks, Showmaker, who's able to finish him off there, finding all of these Qs. Lucid now just resetting his way around the fighters. Zeus cannot do it alone. 4 lying on the floor in an instant, and DK, they can decide to win the game if they'd like to, or they could go boar hunting. And that is what Barrel's going to do. He starts the game doing it. He's going to end the game doing it as well. As the rest of DK going to march down the mid lane. I don't know whether he wins the 1v1 anymore.
Oh, he definitely doesn't, no.
But he might be able to escape. As you can see, Showmaker teleported to the mid lane, and Beryl is stopping the backs, as they say.
He watched the T1 series, and he knows that you don't want to let Peanut get to the wave.
Yeah, and Peanut was the one having fun with Goshik, if you remember, with the dancing around the dragon pit on the as the Udyr and the Nidalee. Very, very cute. He's now in another one of these stories, as he's just stuck in Poppy Purgatory on the top side of the map. And that is all the while his Nexus is being destroyed. Beryl is also winning the fight once more, as Chemtech Soul, ladies and gentlemen, still he's denied as the Nexus falls down. Match point for D+ Kia. This time, more heroics to take them to a Game 3 win. And how many more of these clutch moments do they have in the tank?
That might be the deciding factor between whether or not we are going to go to a game number 5, whether Hanwha swing back in game 4, or if DK can actually cash in on the reputation that they've had coming into the playoffs. Right, during LCK Cup, they looked the most well-rounded, but the progression that Hanwha have shown from start to finish has been amazing.
Yeah, representative of the Hanwha Eagles as well, all too used to being on the back foot, unfortunately, as the team has had a reputation in the baseball league as being not necessarily the greatest. But still, see whether Hanwha can turn it around, look for that comeback victory. And a 5-game, like, if they